shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like...
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA, and welcome back to Mad Matty Fight Talk. Your host here, Mad Matty. Big fights just went down on May 7th at UFC 274. We got to witness the rematch of Thug Rose Namajunas taking on Carla Esparza for the second time. Now, for all you casual fans out there who don't know too much, Carla Esparza had beat Rose Namajunas when they introduced the division in their first fight. Carla defeated her, choked her out, won the belt the first time around. So May 7th, we got to witness the rematch. Thug Rose sounded like she definitely wanted to get this one back. But let's be honest here. The fight was a complete dud, to say the least. If you guys missed out on it, you didn't miss out on much. And I really hate to say that because in this day and age in the UFC and most of these fight organizations, these guys bring it, man. This is action-packed. And a lot of these dudes put up a pace that you can't really keep up with. So, you know, as a fight fan, I was really bummed out to have to watch this. I was super, super hyped for this fight. And one of the reasons I was so hyped for this fight is because Rose Namajunas is a dynamic, explosive, dangerous striker. Like, I was mainly tuning in to see her because of the body of work she's put in over the past couple of years and all the fun fights she's had. You know, like she goes to war. She has knockout capability, knockout power. Very exciting person to watch. Now, Carla Esparza, on the other hand, she's a different type of exciting. She's more of a ground fighter. She establishes dominance when she gets to the ground, and she makes it very difficult for her opponents to get up. She has trouble against strikers. So this fight was very interesting. And how it happened, you know, the first couple rounds, well, let's go to the first round. First round was very, very boring. You got to understand, all right? Rose Namajunas probably had the game plan of, I don't want to go to the ground with this girl at all. So you could kind of see that game plan being implemented in the first round. I think maybe a total of 6 strikes were landed between both of these ladies. Carla is not a striker, all right? And I mean, I'm not saying she can't strike, but she is definitely, out of these two, she's not winning a stand-up fight against Rose. So you're seeing two conflicting game plans coming together, right? Esparza is trying to close the gap, find a good position to take her down. Rose is trying to avoid the takedown at all costs and keep the fight standing, which she did for the most part. So the first round goes by. Nothing really happens at all. And I mean, I guess that's kind of good for Rose. Like, I'm talking like nothing happened at all, all right? Barely any strikes were thrown. And it was about equal when they were thrown. And I'd even say Carla landed a solid amount of leg kicks. So the second round comes, you know, a lot more of the same thing in the first round. Maybe Carla shot in a couple times. And this continues 3, 4, 5. And as this is happening, you can hear the broadcasting booth saying, man, this is insane. This is one of the most boring fights I've ever seen. The least amount of action I've seen in a title fight. And they're not wrong, man. It was definitely one of the most boring and less entertaining fights that they've ever put on in the UFC. Now, I understand the game plans of these ladies, all right? Rose definitely didn't want to get taken down, but she wasn't doing anything to win the fight. She wasn't, you know, stuffing the takedowns and then just going balls to the wall in the last 30 seconds of every round. If she would have done that, yeah, you're putting yourself in a little bit of danger, but you already showed throughout the fight that you can stuff the takedowns. Carla was taking her down, but not holding her down and not landing any significant damage on the ground. Rose had the edge as far as the grappling department goes. She showed that she improved with that. She showed that that's not going to be a factor in this fight. That's where, in my mind, as the champion, you need to step up to the plate. The fight is for the taking. That is your time to ball out. So you need to, you know, execute something at the end of that round to put yourself in position to win. Now, what she did in the 5th round, she threw a decent amount of strikes. She landed, I wouldn't even say decent amount. She landed some clean shots. It wasn't a lot of shots. Then she went for a takedown and got Carla to the ground. If she would have did that every single round, she would have won the fight. Now, it's easy in hindsight to say this kind of shit. And also, it's easy to say that when you're not in the corner, you're not fighting with them, right? Long story short, the fight goes to the decision. Carla Esparza ends up winning via split decision. New crown champ, rightfully so. In my eyes, as a fan, I've watched the fight twice. She did what she needed to do to win. It wasn't much. She did what she needed to do to win, okay? She got her down. She was shot for takedown. She showed aggression. She was landing leg kicks. She cut Rose under her right eye. I mean, so if you're talking about the dangerous striker saying, oh, well, the strikes weren't damaging or whatever. Well, she did enough to cut you. She did enough to impress the judges. That's all you need to do in a fight. That's all you need to do to win, okay? Where I get really fucking pissed off is after the fight, Rose doesn't want to take any accountability that, you know, she didn't take the fight into her own hands. Now, she was getting conflicting information from her corner. Her fiance, Pat Barry, is one of her coaches or one of her cornermen, and obviously the great Trevor Whitman. So as the fight was going on, you would hear Pat saying, you hear these boos, you hear this, we're doing this right. Yeah, just take it easy. You know, we're winning the rounds, blah, blah, blah. I didn't fully agree with that. I don't think she was winning any rounds. I think it was very close. I highly doubt that you could sit there and be like, we won that round. We won it. You landed, you know, barely any strikes. You still have some takedowns. So if you're counting defense only, then yeah, but this is UFC, bro. Nobody's counting just the takedown defense. If you look back as far as the Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw fight, which wasn't that long ago, TJ was struggling to get Sandhagen to the ground, and it looked like he was losing the stand-up battle, and he still won the fight because he was the aggressor. So that's exactly what happened with this Carla Esparza fight. Rose even said, you know, I don't think I lost. You know, I don't get any credit for having good defense. What, I need to brawl every time? No, you need to show some aggression. You need to show octagon control, which you weren't establishing. It was, if anything, it favored Carla slightly, just as slightly. It favored her because she was pushing the pace a little bit more, landing a little bit more shots than you, or at least making it look like she was. Sometimes these fights, you know, if they're that close, you got to act. Why do you think at the end of every fight, fighters throw their hands up? I did it. Yes, I won, when it's a very close fight. Because if it's super close and, you know, depending how the judge wants to go with that last round, I mean, obviously these are all documented throughout the fight, but that plays into the last deciding factor round. Like, oh, you know, that was a close round. I guess this guy did do the more damage. Yeah, you're mind fucking these people. And if you're doing that every single round, you're going to win the fight. Now, I know I'm beating off a dead horse here, but let's be real, guys. You know, Rose needs to take some accountability. I don't want to see a rematch between these ladies because, one, Carla Esparza is 2-0 on her. That's good enough for me. And two, it was a boring-ass fight. I want to see Carla take on the winner of Weili and Joanna because now we're stirring the pot. That gets Andrade back into the mix. You know, there's a lot going on in that division. And Joanna beat Carla for the title back in the day. So that would be a fun fight to see if she could pull off the victory over Weili. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, man. Let me know what you guys thought about that fight. I thought it was a complete shit show. It was a dud. I was really disappointed because I expected a championship mindset from Rose. The fight's close. You need to pull it off. You need to start stepping it up. And I agree with Trevor in the corner. You know, let's push the pace. Let's show off. Let's have fun. Let's push the pace. Let's start picking it up. And she did not do that. You need to listen to that man when he's giving you great advice. So yeah, hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this fight. Appreciate you guys watching. This video is sponsored by Lightspeed Payments. Processing made easy. For all business owners, head over to lightspeed-payments.com and get a free quote today. Use promo code MADMATTY for 20% off. That's lightspeed-payments.com.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an